The movie begins with a passenger plane flying through the sky. It is close to reaching its destination. Below the plane is a dark, unknown forest. No one on board knows that something terrible is about to happen. Inside the plane, we meet a woman named Lisa. She is traveling with her boyfriend. This is Lisa's first time flying, and she is very scared. She holds tightly onto her boyfriend and forgets to fasten her seatbelt. At the time, this seems like a small mistake, but later it will save her life. Suddenly, the plane starts shaking badly. Strong turbulence throws people around inside the cabin. Lisa clings even tighter to her boyfriend. Then something far worse happens. A smaller plane crashes into the passenger plane. It looks like a private jet. The collision is violent. A huge hole tears open in the side of the aircraft. Air rushes out and passengers and crew members are pulled into the sky and fall to their deaths. Lisa is also dragged toward the opening because she isn't wearing her seatbelt. Her boyfriend tries desperately to hold her, but the force is too strong. Lisa believes she is about to die. At the last moment, she grabs onto a seat and refuses to let go. Her boyfriend, who is wearing his seatbelt, makes one final attempt to save her. But then the plane breaks apart. The section where her boyfriend is sitting explodes in midair. Lisa watches him die right in front of her. She is completely broken inside. The part of the plane Lisa is in keeps falling toward the ground. Knowing she has only seconds, she climbs onto the seat she is holding and fastens the seatbelt. She can barely breathe as the plane falls through the sky. Below her, the same dark forest comes closer and closer. Unsure if she will survive, Lisa closes her eyes. The wreckage crashes into the forest with massive force. Almost everyone else is dead. The destruction is unimaginable, but Lisa is still alive. The piece of the plane she was in is damaged but not destroyed. Because she was wearing her seatbelt, she wasn't thrown around during the crash. Still, she is badly injured and barely awake. When Lisa finally unbuckles her seatbelt and tries to stand, she realizes something terrifying. A metal rod has gone straight through her leg. She tries to pull it out, but the pain is unbearable. She has already lost a lot of blood. Lisa knows that if she doesn't remove the rod, she won't be able to move. Screaming in pain, she gathers all her strength and pulls the metal rod out of her leg. After suffering through terrible pain, Lisa finally manages to free herself. Her body is shaking, and every movement hurts. The first thing she does is call out her boyfriend's name again and again, hoping he will answer. She looks toward the seat next to her and notices a man lying there. Thinking he might still be alive, Lisa slowly walks over to him. But the moment she sees his face clearly, her heart stops. The sight is so horrifying that it's impossible to describe. Lisa is kind and sensitive, and after seeing something so terrible, her body gives up. She collapses and loses consciousness. After some time, the sound of a helicopter is heard in the sky. A rescue team has arrived after learning that a plane accident may have happened in this area. The loud noise wakes Lisa up. For the first time since the crash, she feels hope. Without wasting a second, Lisa grabs a scarf from the dead man lying nearby. Even though her leg is badly injured, she starts running as fast as she can. She screams with all her strength and waves the scarf high in the air, trying to show the helicopter that she is alive and needs help. One of the younger officers in the helicopter spots her. He quickly tells his senior officer that someone is alive on the ground and they should go down to rescue her. But the senior officer refuses. According to him, the plane was flying at a very high height. Anyone who fell from that height could not survive. He believes the person they saw must be a local villager waving at the helicopter. The junior officer wants to argue but stays silent. Trusting his senior's decision, the helicopter turns away and leaves the area. Lisa watches helplessly as her only chance of rescue disappears into the sky. Her leg is badly damaged, and the pain is unbearable. Still, Lisa forces herself to keep moving. She refuses to sit down or give up. Meanwhile, the officers continue searching the forest. They find dead bodies of passengers hanging from trees and crushed between branches. The scenes are terrifying beyond imagination. Even after seeing all this, the junior officer feels uneasy. He cannot forget the person he saw waving. He finally convinces his senior officer to do one more search. He says that even if there is just a 1% chance that someone survived, they should try. This decision gives Lisa one more possible chance to be found. Deep inside the forest, a full search operation begins. At the same time, we are introduced to a woman named Rael, Lisa's mother. As soon as she hears about an accident, she rushes to the officers and asks about her daughter. She gives them every detail she can and begs for answers. But the officers keep avoiding her questions. They tell her that her daughter was in a road accident and that they don't know anything else. Rael immediately knows this is a lie. Her daughter was not in a road accident. She was traveling on a plane with her boyfriend. It becomes clear that the officers are hiding something. They are trying to make the plane crash look like a small road accident. Something dark and dangerous is being covered up, though the reason is still unknown. Back in the forest, Lisa keeps moving forward. Her injured leg is barely holding her weight, but she refuses to stop. One thought keeps her alive. Her boyfriend might still be alive somewhere. Lisa believes that if she can find the other broken part of the plane, she might find him. Until she sees his dead body with her own eyes, she refuses to accept that he is gone. Holding on to this hope, Lisa continues searching the forest in every direction, pushing her broken body forward with nothing but love and determination. After moving a little farther into the forest, Lisa suddenly notices something moving. Her heart stops. She hides behind a tree and carefully looks ahead. What she sees terrifies her. A tiger is standing right in front of her. The tiger seems to have come because of the many dead bodies scattered around. It is searching for food. Lisa knows one terrible truth. Wild animals always choose living prey over dead bodies. Fresh prey attracts them more. Very slowly, Lisa begins stepping backward. She tries not to breathe loudly. She knows that if the tiger notices her even once, it will attack without hesitation. Her injured leg trembles with every step, but she keeps moving carefully. Then suddenly, crack. A dry branch breaks under her foot. The sound is sharp and clear. The tiger hears it immediately. The moment their eyes meet, the tiger turns and starts walking straight toward Lisa. There is nowhere to run. She cannot fight. Death feels certain. But just then, a helicopter roars loudly across the sky. The sudden noise scares the tiger badly. It stops, growls, and then runs away deep into the forest. Without knowing it, the helicopter and the officers inside have just saved Lisa's life. Lisa's heart is pounding wildly. Her whole body shakes, for now she is safe. Because of all the walking, the pain in her injured leg becomes unbearable. She slowly sits down on the ground, trying to calm herself and breathe normally. To relax her nerves, she takes out her cigarette pack. She hopes smoking will help her feel a little better, but when she opens it, she feels crushed. The cigarettes are completely destroyed from the crash. Nothing inside is usable. This only makes her feel more helpless and angry. Now reality fully hits her. She is alone. Every other passenger is dead. There is no sign of her boyfriend. The forest feels endless and cruel. This doesn't feel real anymore. It feels like a nightmare she cannot wake up from. As she sits there, her eyes fall on a very dry tree branch lying nearby. It looks easy to break. While staring at it, her mind suddenly goes back to before the crash. She remembers watching the plane's direction through the window. The plane was flying toward the west. Lisa realizes something important. If she can find which direction west is, she can move that way. There is a chance the other broken part of the plane fell in that direction. And if there is even the smallest chance that her boyfriend survived, he would be there. But first, she needs to find the direction. As she looks around, she notices a teddy bear lying on the ground. When she picks it up, she sees a small pin attached to it. This gives her an idea. There is an old survival method to find directions. Lisa remembers it. She rubs the pin against her clothes again and again to magnetize it. Then she places the pin carefully on a leaf and sets the leaf gently on water. She waits until the leaf stops moving. Slowly, the pin aligns itself. One end points north, the other points south. Now Lisa knows the directions. She can finally tell where west is. Without wasting time, she decides that no matter what happens, she will keep moving in that direction. She gathers anything useful she can find. She takes clothes from the dead bodies nearby to protect herself. She carefully breaks off the heels of her shoes, knowing it is impossible to walk in heels inside a forest. Using trees for support, she begins walking again. Every step hurts badly, and her leg is still injured, but she refuses to stop. Lisa never imagined she would end up in a situation like this. She is surrounded by wild animals, pain, and fear. The forest shows no mercy. There is no guarantee the officers will come back. One thing is certain, Lisa is in serious danger, and survival will not be easy. Lisa keeps walking in the same direction, step by step. Every movement hurts, but she refuses to stop. As she moves forward, she notices several trees that are broken and snapped. This makes her realize something important. The other part of the plane must have crashed somewhere nearby. This gives her hope. It means she is going the right way. But suddenly, her foot slips. Before she can react, she falls forward. In the next moment, she realizes something terrifying. She has fallen into a swamp. The ground beneath her is soft and sticky. Her body begins sinking slowly. The more she tries to move, the faster she sinks down. Panic fills her mind. She doesn't know what to do. Her thoughts go completely blank. Lisa feels like she is about to die, but she remembers to stop struggling. She reaches out and grabs nearby plants. Very slowly, she pulls herself forward. The plant is weak but strong enough to hold her weight. After a long and painful struggle, Lisa finally pulls herself out of the swamp. But this drains almost all her energy. She is exhausted. Her body feels heavy. Walking now feels nearly impossible. Still, she knows she cannot stop. She has to find her boyfriend. As she moves ahead, the land starts to slope upward. The ground is muddy and very slippery. Without thinking too much, Lisa begins climbing the hill. Halfway up, her foot slips again. She falls hard. Her body slides down the slope violently. Her injured leg hits the ground again, sending sharp pain through her body. Stones scratch her skin badly. The pain is so strong that her body goes numb. When she reaches the bottom, she lies there for a moment, barely able to move. Then she looks up. She knows she must climb again. This time she picks up a wooden branch and uses it for support. Slowly, painfully, she starts climbing once more. It feels like the forest itself is testing her, pushing her to her limits and asking whether she truly wants to live. Despite everything, Lisa keeps moving forward. But just when one danger ends, another appears. She looks ahead and freezes. The same tiger she saw earlier is sitting calmly right in front of her. Fear fills her face. If the tiger notices her now, it will surely attack and kill her. Lisa slowly tries to move sideways, making as little noise as possible. There is some distance between them, and she hopes the tiger won't notice her. But Lisa doesn't realize one thing. Tigers have very sharp hearing. The moment she takes another step and makes even a small sound, the tiger turns its head toward her. Lisa knows immediately. It has noticed her. She starts running with all her strength. The tiger also begins chasing her, moving faster and faster with huge leaps. Lisa knows she cannot outrun a tiger. If it reaches her, she won't survive. After running for some time, Lisa suddenly falls into a pit between two rocks. The pit is not very deep, but this small fall ends up saving her life. The tiger searches above, looking for her, but cannot see inside the pit. Lisa lies inside, unconscious. When she finally opens her eyes, she is still inside the pit. Her heart is racing. She hopes desperately that the tiger has gone. Her leg hurts even more now. She is not sure if she can even walk properly anymore. Suddenly, she hears movement in the bushes. The tiger is still nearby. Lisa presses herself tightly into the corner of the pit and does not move at all. She doesn't even breathe loudly. The tiger senses something, but it cannot see her clearly. After some time, unable to find her, the tiger finally leaves the area. Slowly, darkness spreads through the forest. Night is coming, and Lisa understands that staying inside the pit is dangerous. She needs to get out somehow before it becomes even colder and more unsafe. As she carefully looks around, her eyes catch something on the ground. It is a lighter. Seeing it makes her feel strangely happy. She doesn't fully understand why at first, but then she remembers. She still has a cigarette with her. Now she can finally smoke it. Even in a moment when her life is at risk, the desire to smoke has not left her. In situations like this, small comforts become very important. Lisa truly believes that she may not survive this night. Her thoughts become simple and honest. If this is really the end, she wants to do something that makes her feel calm. Night has fully arrived. Lisa uses the lighter to start a small fire. The warmth slowly spreads through her cold body and makes her feel a little safer. She lights her cigarette and begins to smoke quietly, sitting near the fire. As she looks around again, she notices a can lying nearby. It looks like it fell out of the plane during the crash. She picks it up and checks it carefully. The food inside is still good. Without wasting any time, Lisa opens the can and starts eating. With every bite, she feels strength slowly returning to her body. The weakness and dizziness she has felt since the crash begin to fade. Warm food and heat give her energy again. Along with strength, something else returns: hope. Lisa starts to believe that maybe she can survive this forest. Maybe she can walk through it and make it out alive. But deep inside, she knows the danger is not over. The forest is still full of unknown threats that could kill her at any moment. At the same time, far away from the forest, a group of Air Force officers are sitting together in a serious meeting. The mood in the room is tense and heavy. One officer, clearly upset, finally speaks the truth. He explains that when Air Force pilots go on test flights, passenger planes must always be informed ahead of time. This rule exists to keep everyone safe. But this time, the rule was broken. The smaller plane involved in the crash was not a private jet. It was an Air Force aircraft on a test mission. Because the passenger plane was never warned, neither pilot knew where the other plane was. Without realizing it, the Air Force pilot flew directly into the commercial aircraft, causing the deadly crash. This truth explains why the officers are trying to hide what really happened. If the public and the government find out that the crash was caused by an Air Force mistake, there will be serious consequences. People will demand answers. The government will be blamed. Dozens of innocent lives were lost. The news would spread everywhere. No one in the room knows how to face this truth. Fear takes control. Instead of telling the world what really happened, the officers make a decision. They choose to hide it. Together, they begin covering up the accident, burying the truth, while Lisa continues her fight to survive alone in the dark forest. Somehow, Lisa keeps moving forward through the forest. Her injured leg is almost unable to carry her anymore. Every step feels painful. But then, when she reaches a higher area, she suddenly sees something that stops her. In front of her is the front part of the plane. This is the exact section she has been searching for all this time. The moment she sees it, Hope fills her heart. She starts thinking about her boyfriend. Maybe he is here. Maybe he survived. Even if he didn't, Lisa knows she must see this place with her own eyes to accept the truth. Just moments ago, her body felt completely exhausted, but now seeing the plane gives her new energy. She wants to reach it as fast as possible, but one more problem stands in her way. Between Lisa and the plane is a river. The water is moving very fast, and the current looks strong and dangerous. To reach the wreckage, she must cross this river. There is no other path. Lisa knows it will be risky, but she has no choice. To save her boyfriend, or at least find the truth, she jumps into the river. At first, she manages to stay steady, but as she moves deeper, the water pulls her forward. The current becomes stronger. Her injured leg starts hurting badly, and she begins losing balance. It feels like the river will carry her away. Still, Lisa does not give up. Using all the strength left in her body, she fights the water. Slowly, she reaches the edge, grabs a large rock, and pulls herself out. Somehow, she manages to cross to the other side. Now she stands in front of the plane's front section. She looks closely at the windows and feels her heart sink. Blood stains cover the glass. It looks like even the pilots did not survive. Inside, she can see dead passengers lying still. Lisa doesn't go inside right away. Instead, she opens the pilot's door and finds a small emergency kit. Inside, the kit is a flare gun and signal rounds. These are used to send signals for help. This gives her hope. Without wasting time, Lisa loads a flare and fires it into the sky. The bright signal goes up and can be seen from far away, but there are no helicopters nearby. Her timing is terrible. She feels disappointed, but she still has more flares left. She loads another one, but then stops. She realizes that firing flares in panic will only waste them. She unloads the flare and decides to wait. She will fire again only when she sees or hears a helicopter. Lisa then starts collecting useful supplies from the wreckage, but nature turns against her again. Suddenly, the temperature drops sharply. The cold becomes intense. Lisa starts shaking badly. She does not have enough clothes to protect herself from the freezing air. She quickly gathers wood to start a fire, but when she tries to use her lighter, it doesn't work. It got wet earlier and is now useless. There will be no fire. Lisa is now forced to face the cold with almost no protection. Her mind starts to slow down. She feels sleepy and weak. Still, she manages to think clearly for one moment. She takes a plastic bag and places it over her head, not to harm herself, but to trap heat and keep her brain warm. Then she lies down on the ground. The cold does not show mercy. Slowly, Lisa loses consciousness. No one knows how she will survive this. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the forest, Lisa's mother, Rael, arrives along with her boyfriend's parents. They are terrified and desperate to find their children. They want to go inside the forest and search for them, but the officers stop them. The area has been sealed. According to the officers, no one is allowed to enter until the investigation is finished, not even the families of the victims. Lisa's boyfriend's mother, Kelly, begs the officers again and again, but they refuse her every time. His father, Stuart, is also deeply upset. However, Stuart knows some senior officers personally. He hopes that connection might help them get some information, but waiting like this becomes unbearable. Kelly, unable to control her fear as a mother, suddenly makes a decision. Without thinking further, she gets into her car and drives straight into the restricted forest area. The officers are shocked. They immediately jump into their jeeps and chase her. Kelly drives fearlessly through forest paths and reaches the base camp, where senior officers are working on the investigation. Soon the officers catch up and detain both Kelly and Stuart. But one of the senior officers at the camp knows Stuart personally. Because of this connection, the senior officers order the others to release them. Soon after, Rael, Kelly, and Stuart are called inside an office. The same officers sit across from them and begin explaining what happened. The officers can see how broken these parents are. They know this is not a situation where they can use pressure or force. The parents are shocked when they hear the truth. The officers admit that the plane did crash. Rescue teams were sent to the forest, but officially, no survivors were found. Still, none of the parents are ready to accept this. Lisa's parents and her boyfriend's parents refuse to believe their children are dead. Until they see proof with their own eyes, they will not accept it. The officers tell them that the investigation is still going on. The parents give the officers photographs of their children, hoping this will help identify them if they are found. At that moment, one junior officer suddenly remembers something. He becomes serious and quickly goes to his senior officer. He tells him that during the first helicopter search, he thought he saw a woman waving from the ground. It looked like she was asking for help. Now the senior officer can no longer ignore this. He immediately orders another helicopter search of the same area. A full rescue team gets ready and boards the helicopter. Back in the forest, we see Lisa again. She has become much weaker than before. Her body is barely holding on. She has almost accepted that her boyfriend might not be alive. Still, her love does not let her fully believe that he is gone. The weather becomes worse. Heavy rain starts falling. As Lisa walks through the rain, she notices a bag hanging from a tree. When she reaches it, she recognizes it immediately. It belongs to her boyfriend. She opens the bag and finds drawings inside. They are Seeing them breaks her heart. She remembers their happy moments together. She feels lost in memories and dreams, missing friend sitting inside. He looks injured but alive. Without thinking, Lisa jumps down into the pit. The pain in her leg is terrible, but she ignores it. She runs to him, hugs him tightly, and feels pure happiness. He is alive. She believes everything will be okay now. She hears helicopters in the sky. She feels they will be saved. But this is not reality. It is only Lisa's imagination. In truth, Lisa is sitting beside her boyfriend's dead body. He does not move. His body is cold. He has been dead for a long time. When this truth hits her, Lisa completely breaks down. She cries uncontrollably. Her heart cannot accept what has happened. But the truth is clear. Surviving such a massive crash is almost impossible. She realizes that she herself survived only by pure luck. Lisa loses all strength and sits there silently. For a moment, she decides not to move anymore. But this is not the end. After some time, Lisa understands something important. If her boyfriend were alive, he would want her to live. He would want her to survive. Gathering the little strength she has left, Lisa says her final goodbye to him and tries to leave. Rainwater has collected everywhere, making the ground slippery. Climbing out of the pit is extremely difficult, but she keeps trying. At the same time, in another part of the forest, a large rescue team spreads out, searching desperately for survivors. One senior officer reaches the broken plane and notices something important. He smells a recently fired flare. This means only one thing: someone is alive. The search becomes faster and more focused. Lisa, in terrible pain, somehow picks up the flare gun. She loads the last round, points it toward the sky, and fires. A loud sound echoes through the forest. A bright red light fills the sky. The officers see it immediately. They rush toward Lisa and begin rescuing her. There is a strange look on Lisa's face. She is not truly happy, but she is not completely broken either. She has lost the person she loved the most in the world. But after surviving alone for an entire week, she has finally been rescued. The most shocking part is that this story is based on a real incident. In the 19th century in the Soviet Union, a passenger plane collided with an Air Force aircraft. Everyone on board died, except one woman named Lisa. The military tried to hide the truth, but eventually the public learned what really happened. The Air Force was blamed for negligence and held responsible. And with that, this painful story comes to an end. So viewers, if you liked my narration even a little, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We will meet again with more interesting stories. Until then, bye-bye.